Half of what you see and none of what you hear is a police proverb that you hear me say frequently. Because sometimes half of what you hear is going to be a fake name. Half of what you see is them telling you that they're not going to take off in their vehicle. It ends up in a pursuit that you have to box in the vehicle, pull the suspect out of the car, and take them into custody. This is one of those.
I'm gonna be trying to pull this vehicle over. Driver's not wearing a seatbelt, and she's probably 10:30 for assault.
So it looks like he's narrating some of the things that are going on as he's doing this, which is a really good thing if you have your body cam rolling. Seatbelt. In some jurisdictions, it's a primary violation where if the officer observes a person with the seatbelt violation, they can pull them over. In a lot of jurisdictions, it's not a primary. You can do it if you stop them for something else. And it also appears that he mentioned something about this person might have a warrant. By running him in the car, the registered owner's information comes up and you can tell if they have a warrant.
Blue Nissan Quest, 7 Edward King 5097. File says assault in the first degree. No, let's not do this. Let's pull over like we're supposed to, miss.
She definitely slow rolled him, and in policing, slow rolling is when you turn the lights on, they know you have the lights on and they don't stop immediately. They just keep going, and it makes us think that they might be considering taking off or hiding some type of contraband.
Don't worry, ma'am. My name is Sergeant Smith. We're being audio and video recorded. Are you Miss Timmons? Okay. So the reason that I'm going to be stopping you is in reference to no seatbelt. Who are you, ma'am, if you're not the registered owner? Okay, how do you know Miss Timmons? Okay. All right, do me a favor, pull up there to the right underneath the 140 sign, and we'll finish right there, ma'am. We'll find out who she is in a minute.
Just let me mention something quickly about the partial rolling of the window down. Does a person have to roll their window all the way down? No, I don't know of any law, unless in your jurisdiction there's a law like that. I haven't seen it. I don't know what the win is and what kind of rapport you're starting with the officer if that's your ability to communicate is through this little small space. I just think you're setting yourself up for a potentially contentious interaction. And I know there are a lot of people who are going to say, oh, I only have to roll my window down. You're just going to start the interaction off to be non-cordial, and I think that having a cordial interaction with the officer would be ideal.
You roll it down further, ma'am. Alright, so like I said, my name's Sergeant Smith. We're being audio and video recorded. The reason I'm stopping you is because you're not wearing a safety belt. Do you have your driver's license and registration?
No.
Alright.
I've been dropped my door.
Okay, would that be Miss Timmons?
Yeah.
Where'd you drop her off at, ma'am?
Wow.
Because she's a wanted fugitive for a violent felony. Assault in the first degree, aggravated assault. So I'm going to advise you now, and I'm going to let you know on camera. If you're providing her with transportation or a place to stay, that's a crime punishable by imprisonment in the state penitentiary. So you're required to turn her over.
Is she being charged?
No, ma'am, the warrant is outstanding. What's your last name, miss? Can you spell for me?
My last name?
Yes, ma'am.
H-I-N-E-S.
Hines?
Yeah.
What's your first name, ma'am?
H-A-N-E-S.
What's your date of birth?
25.
Where do you live, ma'am?
58 Georgia.
All right. And that's a house, correct? All right.
Okay, a couple of things I'd like to cover. This is a really good POV of when you stand behind the B pillar, what a person has to do in order to track your positioning. Super safe, in my opinion, especially if you can see both of their hands. The other thing is if you listen to her responses and the pauses, if someone asks a person their name and they can't give their name immediately, it's usually an indication that they're not being honest. I was always taught that if a person doesn't have an ID, they step out of the vehicle and you deal with them out of the car.
Where's your daughter now, ma'am? Where'd you drop her off at? At the where, ma'am?
At the place.
Okay. Does she have her child with her?
Yeah.
All right. Just hang tight, ma'am. I'm gonna run your information, okay? So what it looks like is that your daughter has a Baltimore City Sheriff's warrant for assault in the first degree. So when this is done, is that your grandchild she has?
Yeah.
All right. What we're gonna try and do, because here's the issue. If we end up getting your daughter and there's no one to take the child, then the child would end up having to go to CPS. So the easiest thing, since it's your grandchild, is when we're done here, is for us to simply go over there. All right, I'll call the sheriff's office and make sure that the warrant is still open, and then that way you can take, is it a little boy or a little girl?
You were pretty speeding down road today.
That's correct, because when I ran a tag on this vehicle after I saw you with no seatbelt on, you and your daughter have some resemblance, and I wanted to make sure you didn't drive away from me if you were wanted for a violent felony. All right, hang tight.
like dog meat?
Ma'am, I like all manner of meat, ma'am.
A couple of things. The officer gave a lot of information to the lady who does not have an ID about the person who he is saying is wanted. The other thing is, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a young person that whizzed by on one of those scooters and yelled something at the officer as he whizzed right by him. Then the lady said, "Hey, officer, do you like dark meat?" And the officer said, "I like all manner of meat," which I thought was kind of funny. People yell things at police all the time while conducting business, and it's a bit distracting. It's really good that the officer didn't get riled by that kid that flew by him at the high rate of speed, because that would have made me nervous with this busy street and yelling in your ear. And he handled "Do you like dark meat?" really, really well. I like seeing when police handle those kinds of situations well, and he's a sergeant.
Are you 10-8? I'm gonna send you a photo. I want you to go to that playground on Rogers Avenue and look for this woman. I pulled the car over with her mother in it. The female, they obviously look alike. She said she dropped her daughter off at the playground, which is who you're looking for. If she's there, it appears she's 1030 for assault in the first degree. So I'm gonna send you a picture of this woman. Just swing by there, and if you see her, she should be with a child. Go ahead and hang tight with her. I'm gonna finish up with the mother, and then hopefully we're gonna drive over there so she can take her granddaughter in the event that we're gonna lock her daughter up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and send you the photo. Make sure this woman is who she says she is, which is a possibility that she's not. I don't believe that's that woman at all. I do believe that would be her daughter. What's your date of birth, miss? What do you have with your name on it, miss? Anything? Ma'am, turn the car off for me. Hand me the keys. Because I don't think you are who you say you are. I think that you are the registered owner. Turn the car off and hand me the keys. I'm going to let you know right now, if you take off from me, I'm going to chase you and force you off the road because I have that authority based on a charge. Turn the car off and hand me the keys.
So again, this is his stop. It's an interesting choice to give the person all of this information to give them an opportunity to formulate a plan. He may have a method to his madness, and maybe he has a reason why he's doing it in this manner. And there's some people that will. There's another school of thought where people say, I don't have to tell her a lot of this stuff. There are things I'm just not gonna say so that she doesn't see my hand and then I have the advantage. But we'll see how it plays out.
F34 1011 in my location. You're fine, ma'am. You're welcome to go ahead and record and do as you please, ma'am. I already told you who I am and that this is being audio and video recorded. So you have no photo identification, correct? Well, here's the deal. The driver's license photo of registered owner of this vehicle who's wanted matches your face. The tattoo description in the warrant matches what I'm seeing on your body right now. And the name that you're giving me, first of all, for your mother, you gave me the wrong date of birth the first time, okay? And that woman is considerably older than you. So what's the point of trying to put your mother in the mix of all this?
So one other thing I like to mention is the tattoo. He said the tattoo. There is a database of tattoos that exists of a whole lot of tattoos. And I've gotten to identify people by their tattoos so frequently. And now that people have tons of tattoos, understand that the police have a very good ability to identify people through tattoos and other things as well. I actually even had a case where I was able to identify a twin through a tattoo that the other twin didn't have. There's actually a famous case that with the same type of situation. That happens actually frequently.
Oh, no, I'm going to be following the vehicle. The driver's wanted for assault in the first degree. She just pulled off from it. Going to be traveling eastbound on Northern Parkway. It's going to be a blue Nissan Quest, 7 Edward King 5097. Yep, registered owner's driving it. She's 1030 for first degree assault. See if we can block her in. She's going to be turning onto Park Heights from Northern Parkway. All right, crossing Northern Parkway, crossing Park Heights, still on Northern Parkway. Units coming up to me. We're going to try and block her in.
So you've seen a lot of my pursuit videos. It's really interesting that he's not given speeds yet, but I'm sure he probably will end up giving speeds. But they're going to use a technique called a rolling roadblock. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's a tactic that some people use where they box the vehicle in while it's moving and they get the vehicle to slow down. There are some huge challenges with it, but when it works, it can work well. But there are some departments that won't even touch it. But it's an interesting tactic. I wish there was a camera that we could actually see how it plays out.
Yep, I see you guys behind me. Still eastbound on Northern Parkway, crossing over Highgate.
No sirens, interesting.
Crossing over Woodcrest, still on Northern Parkway. It's a blue Nissan Quest van, 7 Edward King 5097. She's traveling roughly the speed limit. She's not stopping. Still eastbound on Northern Parkway. If the units can get up here, we can block her in. Traffic's heavy. Units coming up. Get around me, get in front of her, box her in. Get around her and box her in. Get in front of her and gradually slow down. And we're going to go ahead and execute a roadblock. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we're good. Come on, man, come on.
And you didn't have to stand in line and wait at the doctor's office to do it. Just got a day with your time. Book your appointment. Get a plan.
Yeah, you can 32 it. We're just pulling her out of the car now.
Those sirens are the vehicles that are there, not vehicles that are showing up. And I'm going to talk about that. It's really interesting, but let's continue.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out! Get out of the car! Get the fuck out of the car! Get out of the car!
I don't know what you're doing all this for.
In custody. Let's talk about some things because this is really interesting here. First, I want to talk about the siren. So what happens here, and it happens all jurisdictions in these kinds of high risk stops. Sometimes you'll have officers just jump out of the car because their adrenaline is up so much and they don't think to turn the siren off. They're out of the car aggressing the suspect. That's a huge challenge because you can't hear because everyone's siren is still going off. But it's a common thing that occurs because everyone's so amped up that they're like a canine. They see that they got the suspect stopped and everyone wants to rush over and get the suspect. In these kinds of circumstances, best practice, you have the vehicle stopped. Assemble a team. Lethal person, low lethal person, a breacher, and person who's going to give verbal commands. It could be the lethal or low lethal person, so you could do that with 3, and the person is going to go hands-on to cuff the person. So if you got the vehicle boxed in, do you get to a safer position, assemble your team, stack, approach either passenger or driver side, but obviously you're going to have to go on driver's side for something like this, and then you extract them from the vehicle. Breach up, breacher comes, reaches the window, you got lethal, you got low lethal, you take the person into custody. But what happens is a dog pile situation where everyone's just amped up and jumps out. And I've done this. This has happened in my career, especially early on in the career. But as you get more training in, the more that you deal with these types of situations, you understand how to set those stacks up with a team and get to the car safely for everyone. When I say lethal, that is a person who has their firearm out. Because if we feel like it's a felony situation, they have their firearm. Low lethal is a person who has a tool that is low lethality. When I say a breacher, that's the person that is going to breach the window, the door, or whatever to get access to the person. And then the person who gives the verbal commands. And it could be one of the 2 lethal or low lethal people because they're usually the people up front and the breacher comes from the rear. The other thing I want to mention is breaching that glass with no gloves is going to cause cuts.
So now, in addition to your warrant, you're also under arrest for fleeing and eluding.
Oh, no, I'm
reckless
not.
and negligent driving.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, man.
No, I'm not. You are. Because everybody's doing what you did on road. And I was in front. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
We're
You're
both.
in that area.
We're both cut.
I gotta go to the hospital.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to the hospital.
Then you're going to jail.
Thanks.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. You going to jail. No, I'm not. Excuse me. I need a medic.
Ma'am, we got a medic on our way.
All right, right now. Because y'all caused the accident, all that. Broke my window.
So you've heard me mention the term incarceritis is the term that we use in policing where it's a person who, when they're about to go to jail, they now have to go to the hospital because they think that's going to give them the ability to skirt out of having to go to jail. She has an acute case of incarceritis because now that she knows that she's going to jail, no, whatever it is, I need to go to the hospital.
It's as easy as BERIHEAL.
Put your hands on the track. Get.
Oh, yeah, man. You broke me. Oh, yeah. Y'all is paying for all this. Yes, you are. I don't know what you're doing on this for. No. Whatever.
Are you in the shape to be in the fight of your life? Every officer on that scene is going to have to ask themselves that question. I can't answer it. They have to answer it. Because any given shift, you can be in the fight of your life. And aside from being in the fight of your life, cardiovascular health in policing is incredibly important. It's something that's on the forefront of a lot of police agendas right now.
Yeah, it's hers.
Oh, yeah. I gotta go to the hospital.
I believe what I heard was that the officers and the suspect is The potential for infection and contamination between the two is high. It's happened to officers before. That's why the glove situation is incredibly important under the circumstances. And breaching that window, I mean, he still, I think maybe even got caught on his arm, so I don't know if gloves would have helped the part of his arm that he got cut. But these are the things that officers have to deal with. If you notice, his partner bandaged him up. Really good to see that kind of stuff.
Ma'am, don't worry about it.
I'm going to the hospital.
Then you're going to jail.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Good job by everybody, by the way. Gentlemen, thank you.
FYI,
Yeah.
that door's bent.
Oh, she ran into it?
She hit the car.
Well, that's not an accident. That's an assault of the first degree.
Can I get up?
Not till we figure out what's going
No,
on.
ma'am.
Let me tell you, your officers, I think you lost a little weight, but I think I talked to you one time when my son was in this hospital.
So, Miss Timmons, you have the absolute right to remain silent. If you give up the absolute right to remain silent, anything you say or write
What did you call
can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the absolute right to consult with an attorney before answering any of our questions, to have an attorney present during questioning, and if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for free. Do you understand that?
Where's my keys?
Your keys are going with your vehicle to impound.
It's interesting, he read Miranda to the suspect, but he didn't get a response. She immediately launched into a question herself. And these videos are obviously edited, but it's interesting. I like watching Miranda, and I like to see what the responses are and how they respond, because Miranda can be challenged. Important to get the correct response. The head shaking and nodding, that doesn't work. You have to get a verbal response.
I'm not going to booking.
Yes, ma'am. You're going to the women's side. You have a warrant for assault in the first degree.
No, I don't.
Yes, ma'am. Sheriff's office
That
is faxing
child,
it.
are you sure?
Yes, ma'am. They're faxing it.
Oh, okay.
So how much or other you had today, miss? Yeah, okay. That was excellent pursuit tactics. We're gonna have some roll call training tomorrow on how good this was.
Y'all don't do no homework.
Anyway.
So the sergeant said that was an excellent pursuit tactics, something like that, and that we're gonna have roll call training with that. We do debrief these things, especially a situation like this would definitely be debriefed. We would talk about the challenges, the pros, the cons of what people did and what we would potentially do differently. And I think that's incredibly important that the sergeant has this kind of camaraderie with this squad, because it's important that you grow and learn from these types of situations. That's why I like sharing constructive criticism, because it helps people be better. There's more than one way to do things, so it's important that you also provide your commentary. I appreciate it.
So, ma'am, he's not required to have a warrant because we have to impound your vehicle, okay?
It smells like a trash can. Her car smells like a trash can.
Well, this is not surprising. Listen, if I find in this car, how much have you had to drink, ma'am?
You put that in there.
No, ma'am. My camera's running. This was between your seats.
There.
Smelling too, right?
Oh, yes. Just make sure, like, someone who's joking, make sure it's not. I mean, I hate to say that, not.
Hospital.
Okay, so, miss, here's the deal. Our medics are 30, 40 calls in the whole deep.
The ambulance is right there.
Well, if they're coming for you, then you're good. But if not, I'll be all right. You don't need to sniff that. You're going to fall out. Anyway, so when the ambulance gets here, the ambulance is going to treat you, but that could be a minute, miss, okay? So just hang tight. You have very minor cuts.
No, I don't.
Okay. See, and the really sad part is I tried to use my procedural justice and my de-escalation. It just didn't work. Like, I sent you out there to look for the phantom woman, and then I compared the driver's licenses, and I tried to be very... And I explained to her that this would be the eventuality if she fled from me, given the nature of her violent felony charge, but she could not be de-escalated.
You heard the sergeant say, I tried my procedural justice and my de-escalation. So they're in Baltimore, and Baltimore had some really interesting cases that occurred. There was a major national case with a guy named Freddie Gray who in custody, and it turned into a huge thing with their department. And procedural justice was a thing that ended up going around the entire country about the processes and procedures that police officers have to do in order to make sure that they de-escalate situations, how prisoners are transported. So that was his commentary to his guys, and one of the guys was chuckling about it, but it became a huge thing. And I remember when that incident occurred. He ran from the police, and then he was being transported in a police van to a police facility.
So, am I the only one with a working computer?
No, I have a working computer.
Do you have a printer?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because I knew you were just
Oh yeah, no, we'll take care of that when we get to the hospital.
I would have these kinds of situations where I'd have tons of my guys there on the scene. One good thing to do is say, anyone who's not doing anything important right now, clear off the call. Only the essential officers stay here. You can clear other people off and they can start shagging calls. It's a good practice. Sometimes gets lost in the mix. And maybe every one of them has something that they have to do and they have to be there. It's a good practice for the sergeant to say, anyone who doesn't need to be here, go ahead and clear and start shagging calls because calls stack.
Here's what I'm gonna have you guys do. Thomas, see if you can get in the car, see if you can pull it forward. Let's see if the door closes. So does it look like the door is damaged? Doesn't look like it to me.
Nah, it's
I
fine.
mean, it's in the same condition it was in when we started. All right, very good. All right, we're going to take her to the hospital now. Cancel the medic because it's taking too long, so you can stand her up. And we're going to get this vehicle towed out of here.
Hospital, get you checked out.
I'm okay, excuse me. I can sit down. I'm okay.
Okay,
We'll help
that's
you up so
good.
you don't fall.
I'm okay.
All right, come on. She's refusing to go to the car. Should we use force? She says she's waiting for the ambulance. And I said we were
we're
going
not
to
going to use
transport her.
force to make her wait. She can wait all she wants. She wants to wait here for an
I
hour.
got one. You just locked me up for the same thing, dumbass.
Anyway, let me go ahead and start writing
Yes,
these
you
tickets.
can.
So this female is wanted for assault in the first degree. Tried to pretend that she was her mother, and then when that didn't work, she took off. We had a pursuit. She was forced off the road and arrested. She just needs to be searched. However, she's slightly on her arms and ankles from where we had to break her window with a nightstick. But if you could just check her for contraband, please.
Female officer looks like she's in great shape, but I'm gonna always say male or female. If that hair can be grabbed, and you saw the video that we aired about, a week ago, where the officer's head was, in fact, in the comment section, I've been seeing a lot of stories of people who are saying that, yeah, my ponytail got pulled, or I saw someone's ponytail get pulled. Tactical bun, way to go.
So, stopped this vehicle for a moving violation, ran the tags as it was driving. Registered owner who's operating is wanted for a violent felony. When I got her stopped, initially she stopped for me. She started telling me, no, I'm really the mother and everything, but I don't have my license. So I went to verify with the photos to make sure that it really wasn't the mother.
Right.
When I confronted her with that reality, she took off. We ended up getting her stopped here with a rolling roadblock. She wouldn't exit, tried to ram the cars, ended up having her window broken and got pulled out. She's 1030 for assault in the first degree from the sheriff's office for a prior violent felony, and then she's getting 11 traffic citations for fleeing and eluding, running red lights, and all the other assorted foolishness. She has minor cuts on her wrist and ankle from her broken glass, so she's going to be going to the hospital more than likely unless she decides the medic is enough. She keeps going back and forth. She's clearly impaired, but we're not going to be able to charge her with it because she won't submit to any tests. But in any event, Kramer's coming up here to do the level 2 use of force. DeBersey's going to go to Mercy because when he broke the window with his baton, he put himself on some glass. We have the warrant being faxed down to bookings from the sheriff's office. And then I'm going to go ahead and write the incident report in the vehicle pursuit.
So this is very common. The sergeant explaining to the lieutenant. So also let me just say the white shirt. A lot of times in the East Coast, Northeast especially, the lieutenants and above, I believe, have white shirts. And you'll hear people say, I want a white shirt, because they want a person of the lieutenant rank or above. In Vegas, we didn't have white shirts, but we definitely had lieutenants. And so there's going to be a watch commander who is going to come to a situation like this. And you have to, as a sergeant, explain everything that went down to ensure that it was within policy. And if there are any challenges, the lieutenant's going to question you about that, and you have to make sure that you handled everything properly. Dot your I's and cross your T's on everything. Incredibly important.
Okay, so the use of force was done by who?
Use of force was by Taberzi and several of the other officers. They're going to have to go through the video footage to see who exactly did what, because it took 4 people to swarm her and pull her out.
Okay.
More than likely Galanos, Thomas, Taberzi, and probably Smith. But
Okay.
we'll take a look. It's the only reason it's a level 2 is because she cut herself on her own
Right.
safety glass.
Right, okay.
So, but I mean, she didn't get hit or anything like
Right,
that.
right.
And it would have been a level 1 anyway, because she got a pointed at her, because obviously.
So this is interesting. I'm hearing this level 2, level 1, and anyone from Baltimore that knows what these level 2, level 1s, and this is an old video, I think it's from 2021, so it may have changed, but actually pointing a firearm is considered a use of force situation in this jurisdiction, and they have to do a use of force report, I believe. I'd be really interested regionally, and I know there are a lot of officers out there and a lot of people in law enforcement. Could you please share if pointing a firearm is considered a use of force, and is it a documentable use of force? Do you have to document if you point a firearm at someone? And if you're not in law enforcement, I'd like to know if you think that it should be a documentable situation where if an officer points a firearm at a person, if they should have to do a use of force written report.
Once Kramer gets up here and gets the photos that he needs, there shouldn't be any issues. We'll clear this scene up, we'll have her vehicle impounded, and then we'll get it done.
Were you here for it?
I was here, but I didn't use force.
You witnessed?
I witnessed. I did not use force. Otherwise, I would have notified you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Unless.
I got you.
Okay.
I got to clear myself too. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know.
I got to make sure I don't have to do anything additional.
No, but this is a good felony arrest. I'll be interested to see what her underlying charge is for, because they only say it's the first degree assault. They don't specify. So I'll be interested to see what whether it's a cutting or what it is. But she's a very unpleasant individual. So, and her, if you want to, at first we were concerned there might be babies in the car, like that woman in the county. If you want to, I'm not saying you should, feel free to stick your head in that vehicle and smell the odor, and then look in the cooler in the trunk, which is full of rot.
Well, it's full of what?
Rotten food. There's rotten fruit in our trunk.
I'm good.
So I remember why he's saying this. About 3 weeks prior to this incident, looking at the date, there was a woman, and many of you, I'm sure, heard about this case where she had, I believe, her niece and nephew or some young people who were in her vehicle for an extended period of time, and the officers found, I believe there's even body cam footage of this in that same jurisdiction in Baltimore. So I think that's why this smell that they found in the car in that close proximity, that's why context matters. Major incidents like that play into just about everything. When you stop a car and you smell it, oh my goodness, is this another one? These are important things to think about. Context definitely matters.
Yes,
we cleared it though, right? We made sure there was no.
We made sure there's
in the vehicle.
No, that's
I'm
correct.
good. I don't need.
But this
I don't
was
need rot in my nose. Thank you.
I told everyone. Are you going to be 09 tomorrow, sir?
Yes.
Okay, we can go over some roll call. Everyone did a really great job. Did the rolling roadblock. Got her stopped. You know, gave her the chance. She wouldn't do it. Broke the window. Removed her with the minimum force. It was really good. And there was no vehicle accident or anything. It was really good.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep. So what do you call it? I mean, if you want, I'll put out a 9 point, but I don't know if it qualifies.
And I'll pick up that 30 pounds again.
Nah.
We saw the initial charge was the warrant that the suspect had that she lied about. And then you saw that she ran from the police, which the sergeant said she was going to be charged with, and also when she hit the officer's car. And then 11 citations on top of that. This kind of situation, when you see a person that's that age doing this thing and then trying to put it on her mother, the moral compass is completely off. If you know someone who is on the wrong path in life, send them this video, because some people just don't grow up. And they need to see this, because hopefully they do. Potentially putting your mother in a situation where she's going to be arrested, running from the police in this kind of situation, never a win situation. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the video that's on your screen for more content just like this.